But what was your initial thoughts and initial reaction when it was announced that it was Golovkin, Vanes, and not your
I didn't
man,
think
mandatory?
it was going to be Derevianchenko. I never got an offer. And honestly, I talked privately to Tom, and it was an honest conversation. I mean, it was an honest conversation. There was no bullshit. It was, hey, your guy's a tough fight. And we were preparing to make a crazy amount of money in a big fight. And Triple G, we don't want him in the ring in a really tough fight for no money. So, I mean, on that level, I get it. But like I said, it's just we make decisions in our lives and in our careers that the decisions have implications. So I don't blame him for not fighting my guy on May 5th. It would have been, let me tell you something, if he wasn't 100% mentally, how are you going to be 100% mentally when you're preparing for a guy? You got robbed the first time against Canelo, and then your fight gets canceled because Canelo blows a drug test. You think that there was any way Triple G was going to be 100%? Probably not, and the people around him didn't want to take the risk. But if they don't want to take the risk and they don't want to fight Sergey, then they have to give up the IBF belt. And I'm not talking about in the ring on May 5th. I'm talking about what happens on May 7th, that Monday. If they're not willing to start negotiations May 7th for Derevianchenko, they should just give up the title. Because they're a mandatory contender. People shouldn't be disadvantaged, not be able to feed their families, pay their bills, live their life, because another guy got suspended for PEDs. It's not a good reason. And that's what this is all about.
I know there's a mandatory step-aside at times. Is that an option?
No, in the IBF, there is no provision for step-aside money. No, there's no provision to take money just for a step-aside. But it's not even that. We want the fight. My guy wants to fight Golovkin. So that's what he wants. I mean, it's not about whether he walks in the ring with the belt on May 5th. It's not about that. It's about what happens on May 6th and 7th. And if he's not willing, and look, they've already announced, Golden Boy, September 15th. This guy wasn't injured. He didn't break his arm or his leg or sprain something. He blew a drug test and got suspended. Suspension's not a reason to disadvantage the mandatory contender. It's not.
What do you make of this 6 months and the no fine that he got?
I mean, you know, I could sit here and say I believe in harsher penalties. At the same time, they did cancel the fight. They did suspend him. People didn't believe that Nevada was going to do anything, and they did. So I'm not going to criticize the length of time or anything like that. I'll say this, though. I think that steroid use and PEDs is a huge problem in the sport right now. Huge problem. Guys are hitting each other, causing each other to have concussions and CTE. They're not hitting baseballs. They're hitting human beings. So, like, we got a real problem, and we're not taken seriously enough. And guys fail tests, and then immediately, the same people doing the testing are incredibly willing immediately to, like, let guys off the hook. We have to have a much more serious attitude in general toward performance-enhancing drugs. Because right now, the organizations that are, like, look, Canelo Alvarez was named the mandatory, and they mandated the rematch. They have him at #1 in the WBC. He's not even enrolled in their clean boxing program. That doesn't make any sense to me, and I love the WBC, and I like what they've done in terms of taking initiative with drug testing. But you can't have it both ways. Either you're really serious about it or you're not. Why was this guy sitting there all this time in those ratings, having his fight ordered when he's not part of the clean boxing program? Just a question.